Welcome to the Energy Update from Platform Housing Group. We're here for the next few weeks to advise on what the upcoming price hikes in energy might mean for you and what you can do about it. This is all designed to help kind of understand that anxiety around the topic right now and see what the best course of action is going forward. Each episode, I'm going to be joined by a couple of people. One of them is Georgina Bailey-Allen. She's team manager in the Successful Tenancies department. Hello, George.
Hello, Rich.
Cheers. And with her is Karen Adam, who's one of the advisors in the team. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Rich.
Thank you both for being here. Both generally spend your time, don't you, working to help and guide customers through managing their tenancy and keeping things as hassle-free as possible. So that's hopefully what these will do. For the next few minutes, we're just going to look at the latest developments on the energy price hikes, where the government and the energy companies and us, all of us as customers, kind of stand on it. And then we'll go through a few FAQs about the situation and hopefully point you in the direction of some forms of help and assistance that are already available. So Karen, we're going to come to you because not everybody knows it, but you have a bit of background in this field, don't you?
I do, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. So although you're one of our advisors now, you've got a lot of experience in the energy sector, which is why we tied Karen down straight away for this. So Karen, we're at the start of the month. Just tell us why. Just kind of, if you can, give us an idea of what the current situation is and why people are starting to panic a bit.
The current situation is there's a lot of scare stories going on the news at the moment and in the press, and you've probably noticed that a lot of energy companies are going bust and a lot of people have had to be transferred to another energy company. The reason for that is that at the moment, energy is actually costing the suppliers more to produce and distribute than it is for what they're able to charge customers. The price is capped by Ofgem, the energy regulator, so the energy companies haven't been able to increase their prices above that cap. So that's where we're at the moment. Because of that, that's why a lot of the energy companies are going bust. That cap is being reviewed and an announcement will be made on the 7th of February for what's going to happen with that cap. Because clearly we can't carry on with all the energy companies going out of business, so the government have got to do something. And although it could lead to up to about a 51% increase in our energy costs, they've got to do something to be able to carry on with supplying energy. So that cap is due to be reviewed, an announcement, as I said, on the 7th of February as to what that cap is going to be raised to.
That follows on from the price cap increase just in October, doesn't it, Karen?
Yes.
So it's been a very, very recent lift, and then another one following suit very closely.
It's the energy price cap gets reviewed every 6 months. It gets a quarterly review as well, or a re-evaluation, but it actually gets reviewed and any addresses that need to be made to that cap happen every 6 months. And that's what's going to be announced on the 7th of February.
So that leaves us with this quite crucial month ahead of whatever the changes will be in April. So what do you think, how do you think it could go down this month then?
Well, potentially the cap could be raised by 51%, because that's what the energy companies are calling for, because then that would actually get them to be able to charge what they're paying for it. And that could mean a substantial increase. So at the moment, the cap on build accounts is it's £1,277 currently, and they're looking for that cap to be raised to £1,977. No, £1,925. Sorry. So that's a substantial increase. So that means that your energy bills could go up by up to 51%.
But they couldn't they? That's the
could.
Yeah. So yeah. Where could the confusion or the main worry come from all this?
Well, the reason we don't know what's going to happen is because Ofgem, they're the regulator, are saying, it's unaffordable, it's unsustainable. We cannot afford that hike in energy bill. So they could actually impose a lower increase than the 51% that the energy companies are calling for. So that's why we really don't know where we're at. There's lots of other things that could happen. The government could change or remove the VAT on energy bills. They could remove the green subsidies off the energy bills. So the energy companies and Ofgem are in negotiation about how we're going to manage that price cap next month.
There's a bit of lobbying going on for the government, isn't there, at the moment, over finding a way to kind of mitigate some of the potential huge impact for customers. And meanwhile, in terms of being able to switch and have that choice in terms of tariffs, that's narrowed down to pretty much nothing now, Karen, hasn't it? In terms of like looking on energy comparison sites and things like that, that landscape's changed dramatically, hasn't it, since would it have been October or just before October things started to kind of...
Yeah, I think once the energy companies heard what was happening, that was when they started changing their fixed rate tariffs. And rather than getting a good deal, which is what we've always been able to promote previously, the fixed rates ones are actually charging you more than the standard variable, because they're allowed to with a fixed rate tariff, but the standard variable is what the cap applies to. So to get some money in and sort of working with people's fears, people are jumping into fixed price tariffs to think that they can protect themselves, when in effect they could actually be paying more than they need to.
And that's the worry, isn't it? Right now, if you're not sure what to do, people are worried whether they should be switching, looking for something else, or, you know, standing firm,
staying put.
Yeah, definitely. And the way to look at it is if currently, as an analogy, if you're currently using your electricity and you're being charged 20 pence a kilowatt or 20 pence a unit, the fixed rate tariffs are saying we'll give you a fixed rate price and you can pay 35 pence a unit. So the government have got this cap, Ofgem have got this cap that they're not allowed to charge you more than 20 pence a kilowatt at the moment. But people are jumping into the 35 pence because they're scared. But that is actually more than 51% increase. So they're paying a massive amount up front where they don't need to, and they're going to be charged. And the energy companies have been a bit naughty, and they've actually put huge exit fees on some of these tariffs as well. So instead of paying what used to be 20, 30 pounds to leave early, they're actually hiking it up to 60 and 100 pounds per fuel to leave. That's why we're saying that you're better off sitting tight at the moment, wait for the announcement, see what happens. Because also, if you jump into a fixed price tariff now thinking you'll beat the price hike, the cap being raised, and then the government do intervene and don't increase it by 51%, then you're tied into that bill.
So it's not, that's why it's not really the right choice at the minute, isn't it? As much as it's appealing to have that, it's eliminating the risk, isn't it? It's playing on people. Do you want to feel secure but pay a bit more? Do you want to take the risk but pay a bit less? And if you do, instead of securing it for that higher rate, does it mean there's going to be a huge rush as soon as maybe, you know, things get announced and things change, of everybody trying to do one or the other?
There could be. The honest answer is we just don't know. We really don't know, and it's a bit of a gamble. You could leave it, but the price cap, they said, would be no more than 51% increase, whereas the fixed price tariffs that you're looking at the moment are actually 60 and 70% increase. So even if you waited till the last minute, and they are still regulated, so it's really difficult to give you any advice. The advice from everybody at the moment, all of the organisations, the price comparison sites are telling you it's not worth doing it. The money saving experts saying hold tight. Even Ofgem are saying hold tight, because we just don't know. But it depends whether or not you need that security and are prepared to pay more. I wouldn't like to say, but my feeling is I'm sitting tight at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, well, and that's why we want to update people on this situation sort of every week over February, because as we say, come next week we'll know what's been announced, and then we can start analysing things in a bit more detail as to what the best option is. But they're inevitably, because of situations in January with our finances, with everything we maybe overspent at Christmas, and with all the other rises announced recently, national insurance and things like that, there is going to be just a general feeling of panic and uncertainty, isn't there, George? So what do we have, what are we telling people at the minute? What can we give people at the minute before the rest of this month unfolds?
Okay, well, yeah, that, like you say, there will be a feeling of unease for lots of people, no matter the situation. And you've got all of those factors that you've described. You've got the fact that we had the £20 universal credit uplift removed towards the back end of last year, which will have affected people's income, and then thinking about having to fork out for increased energy bills. That's really, really worrying. What we've done, Rich, is we've put some information together, and that is available on our website under our hot topics. So that's kind of sitting on the front page of our website. We have put together a bit of a summary of everything. So we've got the money saving experts, some information from them regarding the current situation, a bit of advice around what to do, what not to do, some of the things that we've talked about with regard to staying put unless you absolutely need to change. There is also a helpful home energy checklist that we've put a link to on the website, which has been produced by National Energy Action, which has given some useful tips and hints about the current situation, again, kind of giving similar advice, but also there's some simple, straightforward home energy advice around kind of maxing out energy efficiency around the home and things like that. There's also a bit of information on there about accessing some funding and help if you need it. I've also put on the information on the hot topics a link to the Successful Tenancies team page, and that has a self-referral on there as well, so people can easily just pop their name and contact details and we can get in touch and talk to them about benefit entitlements and things like that, because it's always worth checking to see if you're getting everything that you are eligible for. And we've put some other kind of energy saving information on there. We've also added it's a piece of information that's been put together by the Citizens Advice, and that has got a kind of wealth of information about various grants and benefits to help with energy bills. And there's also, we can't forget, there is also some information on there about our own wellbeing fund as well, which is open to our customers and may be able to support with people who are experiencing hardship.
Okay, good to know.
Thing I've just thought about actually, Rich, while we're talking about that, we're saying sit tight, don't switch. There is a switch that some customers can make, which would benefit them financially if they're able to do it, and that is switching your payment method. So if you're currently on prepayment meters, the price cap is actually higher for prepayment meters. It's a little bit over £1,300 as opposed to the £1,200 that credit meters or build accounts are on. So by changing that, you'd actually have a lower cap. Whatever happens, we won't know until, let's say, the 7th. And then the other thing is that if you can set up a direct debit plan, you'll actually save around £90 a year just paying for direct debit if you've got dual fuel. There's a dual fuel discount as well, which is all combined in that. So that could be around £100 a year reduction in your energy bill, if that's possible. And that isn't suitable for everybody, because some people aren't as good at budgeting as others. However, it is a way to save money.
Yeah, and it's little nuggets like that what we've got you here for, Karen.
Absolutely.
and we're looking forward to a few more over the month as well. So that's perfect.
I've got lots.
So look, guys, thank you very much for this one. We hope you found this useful, and as we've said, we've put loads of information available for you online as well. And Karen also has been helping us massively. All sorts of bits and bobs. See, people are ringing her already.
Yeah, so the Karen Adam hotline is off the hook.
I'm so sorry.
So,
It's live.
Yeah, the Karen hotline is well and truly open now. We'll come back for you next week once we've had that next announcement, and we can give a lot more help and advice. That's the main thing here. It's not just one thing out there and there you go. Do what you can. We'll be back next time, so carry on, and we'll do it for the rest of the month as well, because it really is a crucial month, this one, as we get towards April and everything else going on. So for the minute, Karen, go and speak to that person who's already desperate for your help. Don't let them down on our part.
They want to know how to change their payment method.
Exactly.
Hey, it's hot.
And yep, George, keep us updated with bits and bobs as well, and we'll do it all again. Next week
we'll keep scoping it all out and seeing what the latest information is, and kind of helpful websites and things to be able to direct our customers to.
Great. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Rich.